Come here now, girl.
What's up, guys? It's Monoxyshift here, and today I'm going to be doing a commentary on talking about some TF2 matchmaking and really talking about what needs to happen in TF2 matchmaking, or necessarily why it needs to be here soon, or TF2 could be getting in some serious trouble player-wise. Recently, I've had a lot of friends move away from TF2. Some personal friends, not really, YouTube friends or anything. Just a personal friend saying it's just gotten boring, and I'm honestly gonna agree with them. It's TF2 has been getting pretty boring, because TF2 is now 8 years old. It turned 8, I believe, on October 10th. And it has gone 8 years without a matchmaking system, and that's what people have been wanting for a long time, and Valve has pretty much just rolled it off the shoulder. Or nah, I don't even think that's the right thing to say. That's not even a real thing, but have basically just turned the cold shoulder. That's proper on it, and basically haven't given us. 6 months ago, I believe they said that they were working on it, and that it's in development. So a lot of people have been wondering where it is, and to be honest, I don't know. They haven't really said much about it, only saying that it's happening. They're working on it, but I believe it needs to happen soon, or TF2's player base will go down the toilet. Essentially, not like the bad players will come in, but just they'll have a lack of players. So let's make a comparison between Valve's other games, like Counter-Strike and Dota. Primarily, I don't know there's that many other games that are very popular from Valve. Maybe Half-Life, of course, but I mean they didn't really have a matchmaking system. But anyway, let's talk about it. So CSGO and Dota have only been out for 2 to 3 years now. I think CSGO just hit 3-year mark, and then Dota is now only at 2 years. But obviously, they have become very, very successful games. I don't think anybody can deny that Dota and CSGO are probably some of the best Valve games out right now. Not excluding Team Fortress 2. I like Team Fortress 2. I love it as a game. But as of right now, Counter-Strike has seen a lot of popularity. It's seen a lot of attention from the communities of other games like Call of Duty. Because I've seen a lot of Call of Duty videos with people being like, "Hey, Counter-Strike," you know what I mean? So a lot of people have been moving over from other communities of games, and so yeah. And Dota is one of the, I think it is actually the top free-to-play game on Steam right now. A lot of players are playing. I personally don't play it, but I actually have played it a little bit, and I'm just really bad at MOBA, so I really don't. I couldn't really handle it. But I like to think of this whole Valve situation as a family. So you kind of have Gaben as the father, and let's just say there's 3 kids. The 3 kids are Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, and Dota. And so the oldest kid is Counter-Strike, obviously, because it's more I don't really know. It's just more responsible, I guess. I'm not saying the game itself is responsible. I'm just saying it's older. Then the youngest one is Dota 2, and then the middle one is Team Fortress. So why they're at these positions is that Counter-Strike, I believe, is the oldest game of that still has matchmaking from Valve. So it's the oldest, and it gets a lot more attention because if you are aware of a family of 3, usually the oldest is has the most responsibility. It has to watch out for the other ones and such things like that. And the youngest one is Dota 2, primarily because it's the newest. It's the newest one of the group. And you're probably saying, well, if Team Fortress 2 is 8 years old, why isn't it the oldest? And that reason is that it's just, I guess, player base is too low. I don't know. I just made it that way. But also because it doesn't get that much attention, and that's why it is the middle child, because I am a middle child, by the way. So I speak from experience. I mean, I'm not saying I'm neglected. I'm not one of you guys to call the cops and be like, "This guy's getting neglected. I need some support here." Because I actually like my life. I'm not neglected. I'm not sitting in the corner being like, "Why don't you love me, Mom?" Because they pay attention to me a lot. It's not like they're giving me all the love, you know what I mean? But I'm getting enough, because I'm kind of in my teenage years where I don't want to be surrounded by my parents constantly. I'm in that mode where I'm like, "Gosh, Mom, get out of my room." So I'm not. Just wanted to put that out there. I'm not neglected. So before you guys get all crazed, I'm not neglected. So basically it is the middle child because it doesn't get that much attention. It gets an update every once in a while. You know, we've gotten some new updates frequently, but you know, other than that, it doesn't really get that much attention. You know what I mean? So, and since Dota is the youngest, it gets more attention. It's getting a lot of updates. It's getting, you know, a lot more players, and you know, Counter Strike is the oldest because I guess it also gets quite a bit of attention as well for being responsible. So, and now let's just take a look at these games like Counter Strike. I play a lot of Counter Strike, as you're seeing gameplay right now. I'm not necessarily really good at it, but I still play it, and you know, as you guys know, if you guys do play Counter Strike, a lot of people just play the same maps. And some might ask, why are the same maps? How can you play the same map over and over? Because I can play Dust 2 24/7. Just telling you, I love that map. The map is awesome, but it's constantly, the matchmaking system is constantly putting you up with new players with other skills. You know, it's not just the same players over and over. You're just like pub stomping the same people. It's putting you up with new players, new situations. Like, hey, you know, some person just took over B. You know, we gotta move in. But you're the last one left, so good luck. And there's ranks, so it's ranking you with other people your skill level, and you know, there's progression. You feel like when you get into those other games where like you're Golden Nova 3 and you're facing a Master Guardian 1 and you like completely destroy him, you feel like you're progressing as a player. Dota 2, you play like the same map, I believe. Like, it's kind of like League of Legends where you just play Summoner's Rift over and over. Dota 2 is the exact same way. There's other game modes you can play, but I mean, who really plays the other game modes that much? And it's the exact same way. There's new situations that you have to adapt to. There's ranks. There's, you know, progression. You feel like you're actually progressing as a player. But with TF2, there is none of that. Like, when I'm playing TF2, I don't feel like I'm getting better. Like, I feel like I'm pretty much at a standstill. And like, you go into the same servers. There's the same people there. You know, you can go into other servers, but they're pretty much filled with the same people. Like, you have like the guys who are just there to pub stomp, and then you have like the noobs who are there, and you don't feel like you're getting better. You don't feel like there's really no progression there, and all you can really do in servers anymore is pub stomp. And what that is, basically, you just go in there and be like, kill everything, and then you don't feel good about yourself after. Like, if I win a game in Counter Strike, I feel good because I feel like I helped like my team out. You know what I mean? But in Team Fortress 2, there's none of that. You know, you're just like, hey, team, you suck. I hate you all. And TF2 really, recently for me, has gotten boring. And I mean, I think Valve has done a great job getting updates out recently. Like the Halloween update, obviously Invasion, which even though Invasion was just a community update, but like at least they're paying a little bit of attention to it. And you know, around this time of year is when they actually give it attention because it's, you know, the holiday season and stuff. You know, that they really need to because they can get money. But you know, they've been doing a really good job on updates. But I mean, they've gotten boring really, really fast. Like Invasion, I played like a few of the maps, like maybe like 2 hours, and I'm like, you know what, this update really wasn't that big. I don't know why people were so happy about it. And same thing for Halloween. I mean, Halloween, I still play the maps and everything because they brought back old maps and they're bringing in new Miraz missions, which are trying to make people think that there's progression or anything. But really, there isn't. I think they're just stalling for matchmaking. And speaking of matchmaking, this brings up the whole topic of the video, which is why TF2 needs it really bad soon. If we don't get it soon, this game's player base, I believe, everybody will just leave. Not everybody. I mean, like still be a lot of players. New players come in. Maybe the old players want to come back and play, but there won't be as many people. Most people will probably just move on to other games. And speaking of other games, Overwatch. That's one of the probably big people. Like, it's one of the big games that is coming out that is sort of similar. I don't want to say it's the exact copy because it's clearly not. If you've seen some gameplay, it has its own play style, but it has resemblance to it, and it's new. There's like, instead of 9 new characters, there's 18. You know, it just looks like a lot better game, a lot more polished, and Blizzard has done a great job on it. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people are calling the TF2 killer, because they say it's going to kill TF2. Personally, I don't think it will. I mean, it might bring in a lot of players from TF2, but I think TF2 will always be here. But currently, if we do not get a matchmaking system, all the players are going to migrate. They're going to be like, yeah, skirt ash, you know, they're just going to migrate over to Overwatch. Personally, I am too. If there is no matchmaking system, I'm going to probably just move. I will always bring TF2 gameplay to this channel, but currently, if there will be no matchmaking system, in 2015 or the end of 2015, I'm gonna leave for a little bit, just so when Overwatch comes out. Overwatch, I don't know when it comes out. It should be coming out soon. It's in closed beta at the moment. So if it doesn't, then I'm sorry. I apologize. But I believe that by Smithmas, this is my belief and my hopes. By Smithmas, we should be getting a matchmaking update from Valve, or at least some information on the matchmaking, being like, yo, it's just about done, because there is coding in the game for it. There's like passes, there's ranks, there's well, not necessarily ranks. We've seen some like photos of it and stuff, so we know that it is like currently in the works, and that it's very, very close to being finished. So, but if we don't get it by that time, I'm gonna be very, very upset, and I know a lot of other players are gonna be very, very upset as well. So yeah, that's pretty much my video, guys. I mean, 10 minutes of me talking about matchmaking. These are what I want. This is what a lot of people want, and if we don't get it, I feel that TF2 is going to die eventually. And I think Valve knows this, and I think they're working very, very hard to get matchmaking out as fast as possible and as clean as possible. I think that's their biggest worry, is they want it to be well balanced and, not like a piece of garbage that they just like paste it in there. You know what I mean? So Valve, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, because you probably should be working on the new update for matchmaking for TF2. Good luck. I really do hope you guys make a really good thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoy, please like, subscribe. I'm Anaku Swift, and I'll see you all later.